my world.
Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance.
Next.
GSL Season 3. Reversal. 2019. Altitude GSL Season 3. Codex. Reversal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GSL Code S. I am Artosis, joined by a mystery caster. Oh, today it's No Regret. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing fantastically, I would say. You know, we've had so much StarCraft in the last week, and there's so much noise in my headset right now. It's actually crazy. But let's take a look at the groups that have happened. We have Group A, Rogue and Special Dance. Group B, Dark and Ragnarok Zergs. Killing it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that Special got through. Rogue getting through too, because Rogue kind of got upset last week.
Yeah.
It was really sad not seeing him do better, because Rogue is one of our best Zerg players. Dark, obviously, you know, the champion. He's definitely supposed to get out of that group. Ragnarok, he's obviously very good. I think he does way better than most expect.
Yeah,
So-
he's getting into really great shape right now. Very quietly, he's filled in all of his plays, so it's exciting to see him go forward.
Right.
And hopefully some more Zergs advance, especially tonight.
You want more Zergs?
Well, tonight I want another Zerg.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Based on this group that we'll talk about in a minute. But first, we actually have an award to give out, an ST award. Andy, bring us through this.
Hello everyone, it's GSL Season 3 and we have a Nesty Award ceremony before we kick off tonight's
네,
game.
GSL 14번째 임재덕상
That is
수상자입니다.
the 14th
먼저
player to
축하드리고요.
receive the award.
트로피 받으세요.
Here's your trophy.
네, 정말 축하드립니다.
Once again, congratulations.
시즌 2부터 시작해서 10회 연속
It is your
포디움인데요.
10th appearance in the GSL. How do you feel?
저는 인재받을 줄 몰랐는데
I didn't think I would get it now. You know, I think it's a bit late,
그렇지만은 지금이라도 받았으니까
but now that I got it,
20번, 30번
I'll try to get it more in the future. Maybe my 20th time, 30th time,
GSL에서 좋은 모습
and I'll try to show good performance in the GSL.
정말 좋은 각오네요.
Very nice
자, 이번
determination here.
시즌 아직까지 프로토스 진출이 없다는 점에서
You know, so far we don't have any Protoss players in the round of 16.
지난 시즌과는 그런데 공동 분위기가 많이 달라요.
I feel like the racial things kind of have changed
확실히
in
좀
this
지난
season.
시즌과는 다르게 다른
Yes, definitely.
종족들이 좀 프로토스의 불멸자 올인이나
The
프로토스의 이런 전략들을
Moral all-in
잘 대처
and other strategies, I think they're being
분위기가
fended up really well.
하지만 저는 다르다는 모습
But I'll show everyone that I'm different.
다르다는 모습 보여주겠다 말씀하셨는데요.
Alright.
이번 시즌 활약 기대하겠습니다.
We will look forward to your performance.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All right.
네, 이렇게 임재덕상
Very much.
수상자
Stats
김대엽
sure is
선수를
special. He doesn't need to
만나봤는데요.
show us.
32강 시즌 경기 바로 시작하겠습니다.
Maybe it's his season to shine once again. I do hope so.
How many round of 16s has Stats gone through?
Quite a few.
Yeah,
Last time he was eliminated before the round of 16. You know who it was against?
no idea.
Here.
Oh, here. That's
Uh-oh.
surprising. It's a
Uh-oh.
little surprising.
Well, this group, no regret.
Yeah, this is.
What do you think?
This is an extremely tough group.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Hurricane, by the way. Imagine this being your seed 1 group.
Right? That
Like,
doesn't seem right.
Hurricane is seed 1 in this group.
Who's seed 4 here?
Maybe Scarlett.
Scarlett's
I have to
seed 4?
imagine. What did
Oh
she
yeah,
get
because
last-
she's playing him first, so that would make
Yeah,
sense.
Scarlett seed 4. This is such a tough group for
Yeah,
Hurricane,
this is-
though. I
this
think
is a
Hurricane
stupid
getting
group.
top 4, you're like, oh man, my next season has to be easy, right?
Yeah.
Easier.
Well, when Scarlett's your seed 4, you know your group is screwed already.
Yeah. And Stats being in there somehow, you're like, what?
Yeah.
He's not a seed 1. And Kira is like one of the most underperforming skilled
Yeah.
players of
Yeah.
all time, I would say. Like, he's just so good.
Yeah.
And everybody knows he's so good, but he never does well
Yeah.
offline.
It's so true. So this group, it's really highly contested. I feel like it's the hardest to predict out of all of the groups.
100%.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come down to what has been prepared today by the various players.
Right.
I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, coming into this first PBC, Hurricane has showed a lot of aggressive play lately. He had some fantastic PBC series that you and I have gone over on in depth.
We have.
Quite a bit. But is he going to still utilize that? Because, I mean, when you look at the map pool that we have right now, it's like Thunderbird, then King's Cross, and New Repugnancy. So
Yeah.
a couple more macro-esque maps.
Right. I think Hurricane is kind of going away from that style already, though. I think it's a limitation to your if you keep doing it constantly, right? And we saw against Dark that he didn't really do that, so we'll see what he brings coming up.
Yeah. All right. So as mentioned previously, Thunderbird, King's Coast, New Repugnancy. What is your prediction for this match?
This is a really, really hard one.
Yeah.
I don't see a 2-0 either way. I think this got to be a 2-1. I want to say Hurricane, but I really want Scarlett to advance here.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I think Scarlett's got this. Let's go into game number 1 on Thunderbird.
In the top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
Brave Stars Gaming. I didn't realize that he had joined a new team.
What exactly is a Brave Star?
I bet it's a Chinese team, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Brave Stars Gaming.
And our Canadian, the Red Zerg player.
Newbie, Scarlett.
Oh, that's just like you, Jake, only seeing race.
Race. I said Canadian. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is
saying.
that race? Canadians are a race?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So is Zerg and Protoss.
So I talked a lot with Sasha about her plan in this matchup, and both these players know each other really well. First off, Hurricane lived with Scarlett for 2 years,
Yeah.
so you do tend to know each other very well after 2 years. This map kind of limits your aggression as the Protoss player. So, oh, okay, wait. This is one of those sneaky probes, but there's nothing going on.
Ah!
That was just being sneaky.
She
Yeah,
shook
the
her
Overlord.
head no
Yeah.
with the Overlord. Did you see that?
I saw that.
My God.
That's funny. Yeah, just being annoying though. Obviously there's no real reason to put your probe behind them unless
Yeah.
you're going for that cannon rush, but not going to cannon rush. This map is so bad for it. Scarlett said that there's basically no percent chance that there's a cannon rush this map. So
Sounds to me like a map you should cannon rush on.
yeah, sure. There's a reason why there's no percent chance though.
Yeah, I know, but like,
You're just gonna build 5 pylons or what?
yeah, why
Yeah,
not? Like,
okay.
I mean, if they're really not thinking you're gonna do it,
Sure.
I'd like to see it.
The problem with that though, besides the fact that you build a bunch of
That's
pylons,
an amazingly drawn queen right there.
is that there's a ton of surface area on your pylons, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really work. So we talked a bit. She said that she's going to take a fast third and then go into melee. I think melee gives you a lot of options on a map like this.
That's actually really exciting that you mentioned that, right? That we might end up seeing an actual melee opener, because this was pretty popular a little while back, but we haven't seen it. I can't remember
know
the last
why?
time we saw it, like maybe 2 years ago.
Do you know why we haven't been seeing it much?
Because everyone goes Archon drops.
Indeed, man. Indeed. I was just checking.
All right. Well,
Also,
you keep
another
checking me,
thing
Jake.
is the immortal timings are melee's not very good against it. There's not enough substance in your army when you go melee.
Yeah.
The force fields can really limit your amount of damage you can do, and links just die so fast to literally anything they warp in, zealots, adepts, whatever. First adept coming into scout, we'll see. Probably just gonna cancel, unless he's a madman. Okay, he's a madman. Kind of annoying. It doesn't really do much.
So not that much of a madman.
Yeah, not that much of a madman, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just annoying when this happens.
Yeah. Well, gonna go ahead and get out of here now.
Yeah, with no HP.
But yeah, I'm excited to see the melee. Like, what type of tech path is she going to take into the late game from the melee opener if there's no Archon drop?
She wants to go Lingbane Hydra. First, she's going to go melee with a bunch of queens, because queens actually defensively make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And they combo well with melee, assuming that you don't just get surprised. Like even if you go, let's say Archon drop, if you have 7 queens, you can deal with Archon drop. Totally reasonably.
Yeah.
She sends the Overlord in after. Oh, whoa!
Yeah, I know,
Void
right?
Ray.
What is that?
Okay. I guess this to kill the Overlord, maybe be a little bit safe. This doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, the Void Ray doesn't make too much sense for me right now.
It doesn't. 2 drones, that's nice.
What does that even mean?
It's just, I don't actually know. It's safe, obviously, if there's some weird roach timing, and it kills the Overlord like a Phoenix would. But
Yeah.
it doesn't make that
But it
much
like
sense.
costs more and moves more slowly, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
I mean, the difference in price isn't a huge deal. I guess your third base is a little bit safer than a Phoenix. Like, a Phoenix doesn't really help you there. I don't know. I'm not going to say that's better than a Phoenix, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give, like,
Well,
the,
it's interesting to see something that's different.
Oh, this is a big mistake.
Whoa.
Yeah.
3 kills. Very, very nice.
5 kills altogether. Oracles usually only get a couple kills, so 5
Yeah.
kills is quite a lot. Another Overlord.
Is she thrown off from the Void Ray?
No. She sees the Void Ray. Look at how many drones she's building. Like, there's 13 drones in production. She's like, what? What is a Void Ray going to do? Also, Void Ray kind of signals that you're just never going to build any more Stargate units. Like, nobody goes Void Ray into Phoenix, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It would
That's
just-
a good
It
point.
doesn't make any sense. Like, Phoenix, when you see the first Phoenix, you're kind of like, okay, what if he builds, like, 4 or 5? That's kind of annoying, right?
Yeah.
And you can't go mutas because there's 5 Phoenixes. But there's, like, no reason to go Void Ray into Phoenix. So
No, that is a good point. But what do you do with the Void right now? Like, is it just
Nothing.
defensive? Like,
It's
is there?
just defensive.
Because I remember back in the day, we'd occasionally see Void Rays pop out, and then they would do something cute, like come up and kill a geyser or something. You know, like put attack a drone and get an extra drone with it or
Exactly.
something.
No, like, what it's doing now is basically what it's going to do for the rest of the game, which is just patrol and sit there and do nothing.
well,
One
actually,
thing-
later
actually-
on in the game, it's going to
wait,
die to Hydra, so
Void
I'm
Ray-
excited for that.
Void Ray might be better against like possible Nidus stuff too, though.
Oh, okay, that makes
Because it
sense.
kind of
Yeah,
looks
yeah, yeah.
like right now, like it's patrolling possible spots where a Nidus would be, but the Overlords are dead right now. But you know,
And it will actually kill an incoming Overseer Overlord much faster than a Phoenix, so it would be
Yeah.
harder to even get the vision of where you want your Nidus.
why
Yeah,
did
that
you warp
makes
in a
sense.
Zealot there?
I like that.
Do you, why? Do you know why there's a Zealot with that Archon drop?
To make it scarier?
You're right. A Zealot makes it way scarier.
It does. My
Yeah.
God. You're a Zerg player. You know all about this. The
Yeah.
greatest unit
As soon
in
as
the
I
game,
see a
right?
Zealot and 2 Archons, I'm like, damn, I wish you didn't have that 1 Zealot there.
Well,
Oh,
now it's 4.
Now it's 4, yeah.
His bros have joined him.
This is actually so good against melee. This is so good against melee because Zerglings do so poorly against Zealots. This
Yeah.
might actually just kill her. How many queens do we have? 9 Hydras.
I don't think that she's dead, but
No, but
you know, the 4th base having to go down, the creep spread being completely eradicated.
This is bad.
Yeah.
Like, 11 Hydras on the way. I don't know what the Hydra count is right now. This is so decisive by Hurricane, by the way. This is not a very good army to deal with this. If this is an inefficient trade after losing the 4th base, this could put Scarlett in a really bad spot for the rest of this game.
Oh my
Bunch
God.
of Zealots on top of the Queens. If these Queens go down, that would be devastating. This is most of her defense.
Oh, well, it looks like she's going to end up saving most of the queens here.
Yeah.
The Archons should be able to get out without any problem. The Zealots end up going down, but this was a really high-quality move from
Yeah.
Hurricane.
Trading out 12 Zealots for that amount of stuff
Yeah.
is really good.
And the
1,800 to 1,400 resources.
The canceled third, obviously a gigantic deal. That was a lot of creep spread that was dealt with as well. And now Hurricane is playing a very comfortable game.
Yeah. Scarlett was also forced to build a bunch of units that she didn't want to build. Oh, Hydra's off creep. Okay, they're fine. Might lose
Oh
the
my
space.
God.
Okay. It's so scary when you don't cancel those bases because they're, yeah, it's a lot of resources to just lose.
Yeah.
Hurricane's playing a really good game.
Yeah, he's playing just fantastically at the moment.
I'm
It's that
quite
tempo the Void Ray gave him. Oh my God. It's the new opener.
It's just decisive. He was very decisive. Like, as soon as he saw, like, the lack of roaches, he just went for it. Even now, like, warping 4 Zealots here is, like, really crazy.
I really like it though.
No,
when
it's
you think
great.
about it, like everything that Hurricane's doing at the moment makes a lot of sense, except not picking up that Archon pushback a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, just gonna get out of there. But
9 workers
you
go
know,
down there.
since he's already done this type of damage, and Scarlett obviously can't attack anytime soon, and he's going for Psystorm, this is such a great way
it's
to
great.
utilize those minerals.
Taking a 4th base, getting Storm. We have Hive on the way.
Okay, so what do you think about that 4th that he just took? Because wasn't it you I was talking to about that 4th, and you were making fun of me for saying that 4th might be the 4th you want to take?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
so
a
what
different-
do me and Hurricane know that you don't know?
Okay,
that's
first off,
That's my question.
Relax, okay. We need to take a breath. Okay, let's take a breath. The army composition is very different. Hydra Ling Bane is different than Roach Ravager Ling.
It is? I thought they
Yeah.
were the same units.
It's very different.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. I think I need a new in-depth partner here. This feels really hard to deal with. You tested me. So Hive on the way. What do you think about the? I assume this is going to be for like Viper, but it also feels kind of like bad with the army composition we have. I guess it could be Broodlord. There's the Spire.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that you want to go into Broodlord from here.
Yeah, I agree, but this,
Yeah.
why isn't the Spire done already? Or at least
She must have started by now. It was
I think
probably
she
just
just
a
started
mistake.
it, though.
Yeah. So a little bit off the timing, but that's okay. She's at 78 drones. The creep spread's still reasonable. I don't feel like
Yeah.
she's going to die anytime soon.
78 drones. It's a little scary though. If you don't get your Broodlord timing out and he hits a Storm timing with like +2, that could be really hard to deal with Hydraling Bane.
Yeah, the creep spread is a little bit far back too.
I wish we saw the production tab because I don't know.
Well, this is actually the new thing that we do.
We just sit on the units tab because I see the units already.
Yeah, but this adds suspense.
Ah, you're right.
What is she doing?
What is she doing? Okay, here comes these Banelings. Not bad. As long as she doesn't lose all those Banelings, she's fine.
Yeah.
The Banelings are like the saving grace here. If this was just Hydro Link, Hurricane would laugh and just walk into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. That is so many Archons.
Look at the point race here. Oh, this is really nice.
Oh my God.
Okay,
this
here comes the
is bad.
Banelings. This is so important. Oh, that was a big whiff. I don't know if she's going to be able to defend this now. Right before Broodlords. This is a beautiful timed attack. All the Hydras go down. Fourth base is under pressure. There's a warp in at the third. There's basically no way she defends this, I don't think. Constant warp ins, fourth base goes down.
Everything is falling apart right now.
Yeah.
She's just got nothing left at the moment. There's like a couple drop lords on the map. I'm not sure where she was going with that. Maybe Baneling drops. So that's it. GG.
Yeah. Really well played game from Hurricane. It felt like he had tempo the entire game.
Yeah.
There was no point in that game where I'm like, oh, Scarlett has room to breathe and get what she wants. She was just on the back foot the entire time.
Well, you know, that initial Zealot Archon really kind of set everything up for Hurricane, and he did not let up at all.
No.
Hitting that perfect Storm follow-up as well. Taking the correct fourth base is what I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
The decisive Zealot Archon stuff was so good this game, by the way. Like, imagine a lesser player just does the Archon drops. It does nothing. It gets shut down by the Queen Ling so easily. But he just took advantage of it immediately, killing the fourth base, killing a bunch of creep, and then warping in at the natural. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of players won't do that. They just, they'll play it very standard, but he read the situation perfectly for what she was doing. The thing is, strategically, I really liked Scarlett's approach there.
Right.
But he just like bent himself into the right direction to hurt her for it.
Instant.
Yeah.
I think you even give Scarlett a little bit of room to breathe. If the fourth doesn't go down and she gets that like comfortable spot, it's a million times harder to break her.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into map 2 on King's Cove, see if Scarlett can bring this one back. She looks angry.
Fight!
In the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Protoss, currently up 1-0.
Brave Stars Gaming, Hurricane.
And in the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player. In the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player.
Newbie, Scarlett.
Dan's screen is different than mine, guys, okay? I have the game screen, and he's got like the program
love
screen.
watching people come into the GSL, do their little casting thing, and then not looking at the right screen and knowing what we're looking at.
I'm looking at the screen in front of me, okay? I don't know the meta.
Yeah.
I need a third screen.
You got to look at your mini map, which is my screen, okay?
Yeah, the mini map's on the left now, not the right.
Well, in StarCraft, yeah. Some other games have it on the other side, though. Isn't that
so, Scarlett and I talked about the possibility of Cannon Rush, and in this series, we thought that King's Cove would be the most likely Cannon Rush map. So she's going to be looking for it, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a Cannon Rush. 400 minerals. Nexus is going to go down. Yep. No Cannon Rush, which is good. We talked about possibilities of being aggressive on this map. It seems like Protoss have a really hard time to be aggressive on King's.
Yeah.
Look at, see the drone? That's just cute, making sure. No other reason, really.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were talking about the possibility of being aggressive as a Protoss. It's unlikely. The third's kind of hard to attack into. There's a ramp. Fourth base is really wide open. It makes sense for the Protoss player to not be aggressive, not open Robo.
Yeah.
Most likely will open Stargate.
Well, you know, before Thunderbird was put in, this really was kind of the macro map where we'd see all the long games here because it is so hard to end your opponent early on. What's Scarlett's plan? I mean, you talked to her some about this.
Yeah.
What's she looking to do on King's Cove in the case of a regular open?
We talked about the possibility of doing Swarmhost Nidus on this map. He's actually opening Robo. We said that if it was Robo, Swarmless Nidus is best case scenario, as long as it's not DT. Which she said is most likely as well if it's Robo. Because again, when you open Robo on Kings, you're not likely to Immortal Sentry push. It just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, we were actually, I was talking with her about this build in the makeup room before the game started about, this has become quite popular. You kind of like are faking an Immortal push and go into the DTs. We saw Patience do it last season. It was like brutally strong.
This is 100% what Swarmhouse, right? 2-base, really fast layer, no third on the way. I think Hurricane should already know too, just based off a late third, especially if it sees the layer. Now you're like, okay, what could you possibly be doing on 2-base with the layer?
Probably.
This is when you throw down the Spire.
That's the tech right there.
I should have told her, because I actually don't think it's bad.
Oh, the 2-base
What if you
Spire
hide the
thing?
Spire, like build or put an Overlord
Like
on the
we
map?
saw from Ragnarok?
Yeah. The only thing is Stargate would crush you, but she should know.
You're going to know very shortly that there's no
Stargate.
Like, by now, you'd actually have a Phoenix hitting, right? Or an Oracle flying across the map.
45. Yeah, you can also send the Overlord in if you're her, because there's no Stalker. She said if there was no Stalker, she'd assume. What did she say? She said she was going to assume something if there's no Stalker. Maybe that it was Robo? No.
Stalker if no Robo?
Oh, wait, no, maybe she said she'd assume it's Stargate.
Yeah,
if there's
I
no
would say
Stalker.
so.
Oh.
Well, whatever she said, she's playing as if it's not Stargate, and it's not Stargate. By the way, it is a Glaives opener, very popular at the moment.
Yeah, you were talking about this a little bit.
Well, we've seen this a ton lately. Look at that beautiful Scout of the Drop Lord.
Glaives actually feels really bad against what Scarlett's doing, though, because she's not overextending. She doesn't take a third base, right? So Glaive pressures in general are really hard to make work.
This is not a Glaive pressure. This is a Glaive all-in.
Well, same thing. Doesn't matter. It's a pressure, okay?
Oh, okay.
There's no
Pressure
such
and
thing
all-in are
as
the
a
same thing.
Glaive
Today I
all-in.
learned.
There's no such thing as an all-in for Protoss. You can always just take a third.
Oh, okay.
What was I saying before you derailed me? God, it's so hard to work with amateur casters,
I
guys.
know,
You don't
right?
understand.
I can't help myself. I'm just so excited.
Okay, so you're not spread thin, right? If you take a third, you have 3 options for adepts, usually. You can possibly get in the main, but it's way easier to spread yourself thin with 3. When you have 2 bases, it's way easier to defend.
No, absolutely. Like, what do you actually do? Are you going to... When you shade, it's not like you have 2 going off to the side. So, some Adept's going to go towards this main base. We'll see how much damage Hurricane can actually get done.
The only other thing, though, is every drone is so much more valuable, right? Because every drone is more of her economy than if she had 3 bases.
Oh, look at this. I mean, this is highly annoying right now. A couple drones go down. The shade does complete.
Yeah, this is bad. If she can put on some counter pressure right now, maybe. She needs to do something.
Well, she's using up all the locusts to actually deal with these adepts, which, I mean, you can't blame her for that. You've got to get rid of them.
I like the spines a lot. If she can hold on, she can be in a really good spot.
She hasn't lost that many drones yet, but I feel like that's about to change drastically.
Yeah, especially with more and more Glaives being added on.
Yeah.
This is Hurricane's plan, by the way. Hurricane does not plan to let Scarlett do this.
Yeah, keeping that pressure on. Very, very smart at the moment.
You can go in the Nidus with your drones, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she should have done that, actually.
This is so many drone kills. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is getting brutal right now.
I think drones go in the Nidus now. You just keep them from dying.
Sure. Well, everything is actually dying. She hasn't gotten any offensive capabilities as of yet.
And Hurricane can just keep warping in. If she can just stabilize, she could actually still win this.
Yeah. Well, there's no real follow-up.
Yeah.
Despite your jokes about no all-in, this is pretty
really
all-in.
all-in,
There's
yeah.
really nothing going on for Hurricane at the moment. You can see he's getting charged, so all-in phase 2 is ready in case this does stabilize.
At this point, he possibly could just shade on top of the Swarm host. But I think it's so important to just keep the utility of them. He's just going to fight these locusts.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is really
beautiful
good.
micro as well. Just popping back all
Maybe
those
she should
adepts.
actually just go for the counter. As at this point, I don't think she can win if she's doing what she's doing here.
Yeah, well, it seems like you just aren't killing adepts quickly enough.
So you notice he's getting charged?
Yeah, mentioned.
Oh, you mentioned that?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Well, not that much going on. Mostly
What
just
do you mean
adepts
not that
destroying
much?
everything.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I think at this point she can't win anymore. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I think you need to be really decisive and just either go for the offense or be able to crush this. And she couldn't do either of those things.
Yeah. Well, it hit just before she really had anything.
Yeah.
No, I think that's about it. We should be seeing GG here.
Yeah.
There's really nothing left. Everything is dying. And that's it. Hurricane very quickly 2-0 Scarlett in some
fashion.
really strong games from Hurricane. There's no question that game 1 he played just beautifully, and game 2 he was hella decisive.
Like game 2 he's really decisive, yeah. I'm wondering if this, okay, so melee is game 1.
Yep.
It makes sense, I guess, to go this game 2.
Oh, the Glaives?
Yeah.
Well, but you don't think she's gonna go melee twice?
Well, no, but it's always a possibility. Glaives is not even that bad, assuming they don't just like blind counter it.
Well, I mean, I've seen enough games where the Glaives shouldn't work and 2 Adepts get into the 3rd and the game ends. So, yeah, anyways, quick commercial break. When we come back, here are her stats.